Hello there.
Hey.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you have, welcome back. I'm Asha.
I'm Fanon.
This is Asha and Fanon. We're currently covering Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 11, Episode 9. So, we just ended the episode with, or the last episode with, a very beautiful memorial for No-No, and a very interesting episode, but it ended with that. Mm-hmm. And we just get straight into it.
Basically, Jennifer starts out talking to her mother about her struggling relationship with her father. And her mother is just, telling Jennifer about all of the hard times that she's going through with her father. Because it's a very, emotionally abusive relationship that her mother's going through. Mm-hmm. And Jennifer's, I kind of feel like playing it down and taking her father's side. And I kind of feel really bad for her mom in this moment. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about it?
I do too. Jennifer's mom doesn't look like she's making it up or like exaggerating just based off the way that she emotionally reacts to it. They kind of they talk about it a little bit in the episode of how Jennifer's parents meet and stuff like that, and the kind of, I don't know, not rules, but expectations that are forced on women of a different culture. Not American women, but other women, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
But if she's saying it's emotionally abusive,
you gotta validate her. Right?
Why else would she say that?
Right. So we kind of get into that, and then the episode moves into Margaret, Jackie, and Melissa. Forgot about her. She's forgettable. Hanging out, and Margaret has a conversation with the ladies about the trauma with her mother. Once again, it's year 3 of Real Housewives of New Jersey, and she's still talking about her mom.
Because is
it year 3?
It is year 3.
Yeah.
Because she came in. Yeah, because she came in on Siggy's last season, season 8. Yeah. Margaret is wanting to verbalize and express the trauma that she went through, and I totally side with her for that. And she's explained, multiple times in the past seasons how she grew up, how she grew up with her mom, and her mom was more of a friend than a mother, and I think we've seen it in a couple episodes, just random episodes, but just
it's
whenever.
It's just getting really redundant.
Yeah, just Marge Sr. has apologized. She knows her role. She can't take any of that back.
Yeah.
So I feel not we're beating it with a dead horse, but it's I just how do you think it makes your mom make you feel, or make her feel, when she sees you talking about this all the time?
Yeah.
She probably doesn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. And I get it, she is releasing this book, so she's, being forthcoming about everything. And this is something that's really important, but I don't know. It's just getting really redundant. Not to minimize what she went through as a child, but I'm kind of getting tired of it. Anyways, Margaret ends up talking to Melissa about her relationship with Joey, or Joe Porga, who, is kind of making Melissa feel guilty about being independent, and she's trying to tell Melissa, you don't need to feel guilty about taking on more work. You should feel independent, and he should be able to grow with you and
just be a man.
And she's like, but I feel guilty, and I'm like, all right, bitch.
Feel it.
And then I think Jackie ends up asking if Teresa, or Margaret ends up feeling like Teresa is dating someone. I think Teresa is, talking about sex a lot.
She's very sexual in this season.
So Margaret's she's got to be getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And Melissa knows about Teresa dating someone, but she covers up for Teresa, which is a good thing for her to do.
Oh yeah, they're all at lunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
So then we move on to Dolores. Dolores says she is going to get a mammogram. I think she's having this conversation with Frank.
Yeah, her son.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Frank Sr.
Frank Sr.
Yeah.
In my episode.
No, you're good. And, yeah, that's all that happens there. And then I think all of the girls get together for Teresa's sidekick party eventually. And Margaret's talking shit about Jennifer already from the go.
Yeah, just from the beginning.
About Jennifer's Instagram Live that Jennifer had the night before.
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying.
Okay, but like, here's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
Jennifer was, I see it from Margaret and Jennifer's point of view. Maybe it's because of the editing, but Margaret basically said, like, there are people struggling right now. Like, people that don't know how they're going to pay their rent, like, people losing their jobs, their homes. Like, we're in a pandemic. Like, we are struggling. And you are on Instagram Live talking about how you need a new housekeeper. Like, you need a new nanny. Like, read the room. So, like, I get that. Because...
these are facts. Like,
these are facts.
You shouldn't be talking like that.
The way that Jennifer kind of explained it, I don't know, it was just kind of like, well, I mean, I am looking for someone, and I don't want to say housekeeper because that's degrading, but it's not degrading. It's a job, so it's like it's not degrading, but like, I don't know. I guess maybe I don't see it from Jennifer's point of view. I see it from like a poor person's point of view, and how like I don't really care that she's on Instagram Live talking about that, but it is like tone deaf.
Yeah, it is tone deaf for Jennifer to do that, but I just don't like how Margaret is always trying to attack Jennifer.
She's always coming for her.
And it's like, dude, find another person. Attack Teresa. You've been talking all this shit in your confessionals, so why don't you go ahead and attack Teresa? Oh, yeah, you know not to mess with her. Okay.
It's a Teresa show at the end of the
day. Exactly. But yeah, I think that's the only thing that I'm annoyed with Margaret about is like, why are we coming so hard for Jennifer?
Okay.
But yeah, so there's a medium. They end up having a conversation with the medium. Michelle is there. We haven't seen Michelle in like 7 episodes, so now she's here.
Like, now she's here, I guess.
And the medium kind of goes through every person, and we're not going to go through Michelle, and we're not going to go through Melissa, because we don't care. I didn't write notes. That's why. I didn't pay attention. I didn't write notes, and that's why we're not going to go through them.
Good.
This channel has biases.
And
so what?
We're allowed to have biases.
It's my fucking channel.
Yeah,
with Asha, okay?
We're not Bravo.
The fuck?
We can choose. But we don't like Melissa.
I don't care about Melissa. I mean, like, I don't mind her. I just don't care.
Don't care, like... We just don't care.
Yeah. We get into Dolores. We love Dolores. The medium ends up saying, hey, like, you need to go to the doctor and get checked. And this is funny because Dolores is like, oh, wow.
Crazy. I was already going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the medium ends up also saying to her that, like, your soulmate is not really your soulmate. And she's like, oh, okay.
Who is it? Or, no. She's like...
David's no good for you.
Yeah, no, they said, like, oh, like, your soulmate right now, yeah, like... I can tell you, like, where it's gonna go. And I think, like, someone said, like, say it!
Jennifer said
Yeah, Jennifer said say it. And then Dolores was also like, yeah, like, I'd like to know. And then she, like, literally said it at the same time as Dolores saying that, like, I want to know. She's like, he's not.
And then
Dolores is like,
oh,
okay. Like,
I'm okay with that.
If we part gracefully, then that's fine. And I was like,
okay.
You helped build this dude's house.
You invested a lot.
You invested a lot into him.
So
and
did
like,
Frank.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then we get into the medium also saying, your dog said hello. And Dolores breaks down.
Literally loses her shit. And it's like...
Wow. It's like that? Okay.
It's telling. Like, you're reacting like this over your dog. So...
I don't know. white people and their dogs.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
people just have very... And, like, Dolores's daughter is, like, a vet. Like,
Yeah,
they have, like,
it's
7 dogs.
different.
Like, it's just different for her.
Yeah.
But she started crying when that happened, which was so crazy.
Literally broke down. And this is Dolores. Dolores doesn't cry. Like, I don't... Have we seen Dolores cry in any episode? I've literally never seen her cry, and she literally broke down. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. All right, and then, so we get into... Do we pay attention to Margaret's? I didn't pay attention.
Not Margaret's, but I paid attention to Jennifer's.
Okay.
And Jennifer...
So, yeah, Jennifer... The psychic ends up telling Jennifer to validate her mother's feelings about...
Everything. But also because, like, an ancestor...
Oh, of hers?
Yeah, had said, like... Something about, like, her mother-daughter bond. Said something, I forget.
Yeah.
Though. But it was enough for Jennifer to be like, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of, like, crazy that, like, the psychic knows this stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Because, like, what if the producer said, so this is what's going on here?
This is Jennifer's life. Just so you're...
Say this.
Say this.
That's what I'm, like, you know, I don't know.
But, like...
But they're psychics,
They be knowing.
They be knowing.
Okay. They're in touch with the afterlife. So, like, I just assume... I think sometimes, like, some things can't be wrong. Like, let's say, like, with her dog. With Dolores's dog. Like... Is that something we can look up? Dolores's dog's names? I don't know.
Yeah,
like, can we look that up? We might be able to, but that's just crazy that she knew that.
Yeah.
And clearly, and like same thing with Margaret, kind of like she mentioned a name to Margaret, and Margaret like started getting really emotional because she's like, oh my god, like yeah, I am connected. Blah, blah, blah. Like
yeah.
I don't know, how would they know that?
Yeah. So.
But it's Bravo. So and this is a recurring thing with all the franchises. Is when they always have a psychic.
Like, why are we always talking to a psychic?
I don't think it's a good idea because they're like one of the best episodes ever of Beverly Hills is that dinner party from hell where they invited a psychic, and yeah, that was not cute. Have you seen that episode?
Yeah, I've seen that. Where
when she tells Kyle like that Mauricio will never emotionally fulfill her or whatever.
So we get into the psychic going into Teresa's life and says Teresa's parents are approving or happy for her and the love life and
embracing
so like that kind of spills tea to everyone and kind of confirms what Margaret is thinking,
that she is seeing someone.
But Teresa doesn't out anything. She's just like, okay. And but then Melissa's like, oh, is there a name? She's like trying to like,
is there a letter?
She's like so drunk and she's just, I don't know,
starting about to get Teresa on her bad side.
Yeah. So then after the psychic party, we get into Melissa and Joe having a dinner, and they have a conversation about their relationship and how Joe wants his ego to be stroked and how Melissa needs him to understand that she's gonna go get a bag. Woman. She wants to get a bag. So Melissa and Joey are having a conversation about their relationship. They're having like a nice intimate dinner with one another, and Melissa pretty much is explaining to him like, hey, like I'm not that same young woman I was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm 40. I want stuff for myself, and you've got to grow with me. And Joe is like, I need my ego stroked.
Like, I just need attention. I need you to tell me how much you love me and like need me and stuff.
Yeah. And I think he brings it back to like how his father loved his mother, and he wanted to bring that for himself with Melissa too. And he feels like it's not the same as it used to be. And I kind of feel a little bit bad for him, but I'm like, also like, you also need to understand that your wife can be her own woman. Like she doesn't need to be all up in your ass at all times.
Like she's not Joe's wife. She's Melissa Gorga.
She's Melissa Gorga. She is your wife. She is your partner. She's not like she doesn't need to be up your ass. She's your partner, and you should be able to respect her getting her money, because ultimately that's
it's
helping
your money
you too.
too.
Yeah. And I think he just wants to be the man.
He doesn't feel. He feels emasculated.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, like
that's your fucking problem.
Can you imagine being a man being emasculated by you getting your own money? Like,
no,
that's.
I wouldn't even talk to any man that like is weird about that, unless it's like, well, if you want to pay for every single one of my bills, like, sure.
Yeah, and I'm okay with you doing that. Absolutely,
that's fine.
No problem at all.
But like, I still feel like I need a purpose. I still feel like I
Speaking
want
of
to work.
the devil.
Oh
my. Anyways, yeah, let's get in. Okay, so the next. Oh, and then she also talks about how she's gonna talk to Antonia again about the birds and the bees, and he's like, whatever.
He's not trying to hear all that.
Yeah. Moving on. Oh, Jennifer and her mom and Bill and Jennifer, her mom and the husband. Yeah. Jennifer's mom and dad. Fuck. Jennifer's mom,
parents.
dad, and her husband are all together, also with her daughter. And Jennifer talks to her mother and says, hey, like, I'm so sorry what I did before. Like, I want to apologize, and I want to say you're allowed to feel how you feel, and I want to validate how you feel. And her mother was like, thank you. That means so much to me. You don't understand. And her father was pissed off. He was like, that's bullshit. You remember that? He was like, bullshit. That's bullshit. And she's like, emotional abuse is so much worse than physical abuse. He's like, I never abuse you. You ever see me abuse her? Bullshit. And then they're like, it's a heated exchange. Her daughter, Jennifer's daughter, who's like maybe 13 years old, hears it and is crying.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like, oh. And Bill was like, oh my gosh, you need to go, honey, because you are not
this is
of age.
Grown folk business.
Yeah. And pretty much Bill and Jennifer affirm what her mother's feeling, and they both tell them, like, y'all are married and you guys don't have to be married. And I know that isn't that what they say? Something like that? Something like that,
yeah.
Yeah, like, they're married, and I think their time that they were married was a different time, and I don't know, they kind of like end off in a weird way, but it's just really sad to see their relationship, and like, it doesn't look like they have any connection at all. It looks
it's crazy. There's some married people that are like that. Like, how are you guys even connected? Are you guys in love?
No, or but like, it's like, why are we together?
Why are we together if we're not happy?
Yeah.
Other cultures look so down on like divorce.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. Together.
Yeah, because I feel like some people are just old school at the end of the day. Even if they're like miserable, they're still married. They're still happy. Like, they're still with someone they can be miserable with, which is like, it's not a good way of looking at things. Like, if I'm miserable and you're the reason why I'm miserable, well, then I'm going to go ahead and
exit left.
I'm going to go ahead and head out, because I think life is too short to be miserable, especially with someone that you're supposed to be in love with, someone that's supposed to be your partner.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that gets kind of forgotten in foreign cultures, and like, people don't really, not all people, but like, not everyone's goal is to marry for love. Like, before it would be like to marry for a family, or like to do stuff like that. Like, but it's, I don't know, it's different now.
It is. It's really different now. And I think, honestly, her mom may feel a little jealous of seeing Jennifer and Bill's relationship, because I think it's like a positive, healthy relationship, and they actually do have a connection, and they actually do like each other, as it looks like, I think. And so she may be even getting more depressed seeing that, like, you know. And I just feel bad for her mom. I feel bad for the father too, because it looks like, you know, they both are butting heads.
Yeah.
And it's sad how cultures make you feel ashamed to like not be with someone that you don't have a connection with.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Or they make you feel ashamed for who you are and like wanting to express that.
Yeah.
It's sick. That's very sick.
I'm trying to break that shit.
Same.
Fuck that. I don't fuck with you. I'm not being with you anymore.
I'm not wasting my time.
If you're emotionally abusing me,
hell no.
Why would I do that?
I wouldn't even. No.
Life is important. Like it's important to just enjoy life while you're here.
And if you're gonna have people in your life, like they might as well make you happy.
Yeah, like don't be with people that make you feel dreadful. That's on what?
That's on period. That is also a good way to end this episode.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Yes, we are in the same clothing as we were in the last video. Because we are a little behind. But don't worry. Coming through with that hot, fresh stuff in the next episode.
By the time that you see this, we will be all caught up.
Yeah. Period. Yeah. All right, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us how you're feeling. How do you feel about Jennifer and
her parents?
Her parents' relationship.
Do you relate
to it? Because I kind of do.
We kind of do.
Jennifer's been like, who's your favorite housewife this week-season? Tell us. We want to know. My favorite one is obviously Teresa. And that's it.
And there's nothing left to say. Tree huggers at the end of the day. # tree huggers.
Yes. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.